Hi everyone. So today, okay, what are you gonna need? Paper. This is actually from college, my art class. We did like live body painting. So disregard this. I'm just gonna paint over it. You might hear my kitty in the background. I also grabbed like a bunch of books and even like an old newspaper. We're gonna use these after. And then I've got a bunch of paint. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna paint. And do we have an intention today? I think we're just gonna connect to God, source energy, and paint infinite love or something of that nature. That's just coming to me. So here we go. You never know what's gonna happen. Oh, I think this is dried up. Oh, that's not, okay. Yeah, the other tip is like, so I have these drawings from college. And of course I could just throw them away, but I like to reuse things, so I'm just gonna paint right over it. Most of the time when I paint, I don't have a plan. I always just kind of naturally get in a flow right away, which is connecting to your body and letting your body create. My kitty's playing with her toy. Aww. Yeah, some people struggle to get into the flow creatively because they're always in their head logically. But with practice, anything's possible. You can do it. You can do it. This is new paint. Oh, hello. Yeah, nice. Black is not what I would think of first, and I think of infinite light. For God's unconditional love and light, but honestly I think I know what is happening. I kind of feel like I'm creating a black border, and then in the center is God, source energy, and you'll see it's the contrast, right? I also got this paint at Hobby Lobby yesterday. I don't know if there's a Michael's nearby me, but it was, I think it was like $5.99 per bottle. Pretty cheap. So I was thrilled about that. Another thing that's nice is with painting, I always feel such smooth brush strokes, and it's very soothing to me, almost meditative, especially when you don't have necessarily a specific drawing in mind. You know, if you just kind of make whatever and get into the flow. That's a good way to practice too, getting into the flow, is by basically putting colors on the page. Don't focus on making a human being or a detailed scenery. That's hard. And that can get you in your head a lot, thinking about, okay, how do I make this look realistic? How do I make this tree look like it belongs in this scene, you know? That's why I like abstract modern art, because you can just create blocks of color and shapes, and you don't really have to think about what you're making because it doesn't matter. You just let your hand flow. I also love doing finger painting. Yeah, that feels really nice to actually touch the paint. It's good for people that have sensory issues, ADHD, neurodivergent, anyone that's just sensitive in general. Something really beautiful about black and how it technically encompasses every color, and yet they say light also encompasses every color simply because what is reflecting it, it's reflecting the light. So that kind of confuses me, like which color actually contains every color, because technically white looks like it has no color, and black looks like it has every color, but maybe it's opposite. It's also maybe a metaphor for why I love the darkness so much, because it feels a lot more colorful to me. Actually, I kind of take that back. Things at the light feel very colorful to me, but I don't think you can complete the rainbow without the black. I think you gotta explore the darkness to really explore all colors. That sounds so obvious, but maybe it was profound to somebody. I always love making borders when I'm painting. It gives it a nice little dash touch of professional. I don't know why, but when you add a border, it just adds that little something. And people go, ooh, that's a finished piece. Yes, ma'am, it is. Suddenly you have no border. People don't want it. It's a mystery. A kiss, so I don't know if I have any more blue. I do. So this paint, it was all gone. And when it happens, I cut it in half, the tube, and then I just dig in there and grab the paint. Because again, why not use it all? It's really nice when you don't mix the paint sometimes. So like, I could obviously have a tray and mix my colors, mix my paints. Even now, as I'm putting it on the canvas, I could technically kind of blend them better, but I really like the look, at least in this one, of the colors contrasting each other and not blending. I think that's all the blue I have, which is a bummer, but that's alright. A little more yellow. Answer is yes, I do. This is now making me think a little bit of graffiti. I'm not totally sure why. My hunch is that it's because it's contrasting bright colors with black. For some reason gives me some graffiti vibes. That's all I got for that, which is a little problem. Oh no, because I have white. I guess we're doing white now. That's the funny thing about art, and when I'm making it or painting, is I'm always thinking as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I ran out of this color, I want more of it, like I wanted to add this and that, and I had all these visions for using this color in this way. And then when it gets down to it, and I have to make that next decision, I'm never out of what I needed. I always have the color that I need next. Or I'm surprised in some way by what color comes to me that I want to use. Which you just saw. I was like, oh, or like even as I was making this, I kind of wanted to add more blue, and I wanted to add more yellow, and I like was running out, and I was like, shoot. But then I picked up the next color that was available, and I realized, oh, this works perfectly. There was no need to worry. And that is such a good metaphor for life. Because so often we think we need something. For example, lately I've been just thinking that I need more money. I need a job so I can make more money, so I can provide for myself, yada yada. And I have not been able to find a job. Or at least when I do find a job, I know it doesn't feel right, or it just straight up doesn't work out for some reason. And I keep thinking, like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? Am I blocking something? Am I not seeing something? And that's not what it's all about. It's actually just about me not needing a job right now. And I'm not being provided with abundance or money in the same ways that I was used to before. Like, it's not coming to me through work, it's coming to me through people, things, opportunities. This place where I'm living right now for free. That's what's really cool about how life works, and I'm realizing that I'm supposed to be learning that right now so that I never have to really stress or worry again, so I can understand I'm always provided for. And even when it feels or looks like it's not gonna work out, or I'm about to be on the streets homeless or something, it's not, God wouldn't let that. Well, maybe he would, maybe if I needed it. But see, that's what I'm learning from this art piece, and I'm seeing through it. Like, the things I do and the things I realize when I make art, I always translate into real life lessons and things that are happening to me. And it gives me a lot of peace because I realize, oh, I'm not just doing things wrong. It's going exactly how it's supposed to go, and I'm not trusting. I'm being stubborn. Which is, it's not to my, I mean, I think anyone would react the same way I'm reacting. So it's not like I'm doing things wrong or whatever. It's just how it goes. Human beings like to have safety, control, financial abundance, no stress, all those lovely things. But it's not always realistic or how it goes, because sometimes we came here to learn how to lean on others for support, how to trust God, how to trust that we're always provided for, how to ask for help, how to do things a little differently than most other people. Because when everyone gets caught up in doing the same thing, for example, everyone's doing 9-to-5 jobs and making salary and has health insurance and lives in a house, yada yada, wife, husband, kids, settles down at 25. You start to see problems because not everyone's supposed to be living like that. Not everyone is supposed to be on the same path. God didn't make us all the same for a reason. So if you catch yourself in groupthink, thinking you're believing the same thing as everyone around you, I encourage you to travel, to move, to meet someone that's different than you, because we're all God's children. And just because someone goes to church or says they do Christian things doesn't mean they have a special ticket into heaven or a rite of passage. Everyone has access to heaven, even on earth. I believe personally, I think you can achieve a heaven-like state here on earth. And so it's all about the journey, your journey, your special little life journey. And if you're doing things differently than other people, I say, heck to the yeah. Because I guarantee you're inspiring someone else is jealous. And if they're jealous, that means they have the desire within them and they can go out and achieve that themselves, but they're probably scared or it's not their time. And you planted that seed for them. We can do anything. Everyone gets excuses and course, people can feel literally stuck or kind of get themselves into stuck situations, but you can always get unstuck. Just gotta listen, have the faith, leave, take the leap. That's a big one. Gotta actually do something. And now I think I'm done. Oh, I did not expect it to look like this. That's the coolest part about art. Like, I just did not expect it. I thought it would be so colorful, every rainbow color, and super bright, but it's actually got a lot of darkness. So this is God's, what did I say this was? Universal love and light in a painting from my perspective, from me. There you go, there you go. So now, what I'm gonna do with that, because as y'all know, I love making art, a visual of some kind, and then I like to associate it with words. So I grabbed all these books and even a newspaper clipping, and I'm gonna do something kind of weird. Okay, so I'm taking a blank sheet of paper, and I'm gonna go one by one intuitively, just picking these books. I'm gonna flip to a random page, and the first words that my eyes lock onto is what I'm gonna write on this piece of paper, and I'm hoping it'll be a message that correlates with this painting or drawing. Okay, so that one says deep sense of loss. I'm also not entirely sure if it's gonna make sense in chronological order or if I'll have to scramble and reorder them. This is against a backdrop of past success. So I can tell this is already gonna be kind of deep. Maybe God will throw in some humor. Midday, years later. And then I'm gonna take, it's like a Reader's Digest. It's my grandma's, it's so old. Business reply. It says step in and go. And I'm gonna take this Alchemy of Your Heart book. Our relationships mature over time and have more meaning. Huh, it's like very interesting. Okay, so then I'm taking, this is a Jesus Loves Ibiza book. I got this in Ibiza. A God-Filled Life. How beautiful. And then I go, this is Carrie Soto's back. It's a tennis book I took from it, but He Ignores Me. I feel like God's putting a little bit of humor into this because I need a little humor. Group chat. And then self-acceptance. Actually, I'm just gonna be done. I could keep going so long, but that feels good enough. Basically, okay, I'm gonna look at this. My brain's a little tired right now, honestly. Yeah, it says deep sense of loss against a backdrop of past success. I'm gonna read it and then like interpret it for how I see it. So my versions of success in the past were having success in my career, having status, money, successful people around me. I guess like you could say good social media, like a well-standing social media where people were like, oh, she's cool, and they respected me and thought I was this or that, you know, creating some kind of image for the world. And then also, I suppose being a good person and doing good things for the world, things like that. But it says against a backdrop of past success, deep sense of loss. So now I'm reframing what my version of success is, and it feels like a huge loss because I lost lots of jobs, lots of people, places I lived. Parts of me I had to lose. And it just felt like I just kept losing things and starting over. But it's because each time I was reframing my sense of success and what it meant to me and who I was as a person. So then it says, midday, years later, business reply. Step in and go. I don't know if that's talking about right now. It might be talking about right now because I've had to wait years of just, it felt like almost training and resting. And when I say training, it was actually like learning how to love myself and slow down, take care of myself. Again, reframing my versions of success, all of these things. It's taken years. And now it feels like I'm stepping into my purpose, which is something with art therapy. And so, yeah, it's like saying step in and go. And then it says, our relationships mature over time and have more meaning, a God-filled life. Which is very true. I was very disconnected from God for a while there. And I grew up in the church, but I stepped away because I wanted to learn for myself. I'm very much an explorer. Kitty. Kitty, do you want to play with that? Okay, whatever. My cat's going crazy. So, yeah, my relationships have changed. And yeah, now I love cats. I used to hate cats. Now I love cats so much. I also like different types of people now. I feel a lot more mature than I used to. But now I accept when I'm acting immature. I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm growing and learning. I'm immature right now. Sorry. My emotional state is reverting back to 2 years old. Whoops. But it's having a lot more faith, and having God in my life has just shifted everything and given me a lot more light and hope and flow in life in general. So that's super nice. But so after it says a God-filled life, it says he ignores me. Group chat says self-acceptance. Honestly, at first I was gonna say he ignores me represents God ignores me. It feels like God is ignoring me, which it has felt like that. It also has felt like at the same time maybe men in romantic relationships were ignoring me, or my father was ignoring me. You know, like my relationship with God has totally mirrored my relationship with men in general. So when I didn't trust God, I didn't trust the men in my life. When it felt like he had his back on me, it felt like they all did. When it felt like he wasn't choosing me or taking care of me, it felt like none of them did. So it says group chat, self-acceptance. What I needed to do was to love and accept myself, which they always talk about. They say love yourself before you can have a partner, so that you're not codependent, you're not leaning on them to give you the love you need. You're two solid, structured people coming together in union. And that's a fact, Jack. Self-acceptance. It cures a lot. So I think I've just been on this journey the past few years of self-acceptance, exploring myself, figuring out what I want, how I want to live my life. Right now it's combining spirituality with Christianity, all the things I've learned, but picking my favorite things and what works for me right now. It's going to evolve and change throughout my whole life, and that's cool. I would rather be like that than somebody who has the same exact beliefs from the time they were 5 years old, the ones that were indoctrinated into them, and they've never explored anything else. Which that's fine if you do that. Be my guest. But like, is that really who you are then? I think you have to explore everything else that you weren't raised with, you don't believe in, to truly find yourself. A lot of people come and they're scared because they don't want to lose family. They don't want to lose who they were, who they once were, but I had to completely dismantle all of that and throw it to the wayside and say, you know what? I know I'm going to feel so much freer and happier in myself and healthier in relationships if I can do this work. And yeah, it's taken me quite a few years, but I feel like I finally found some kind of peace and freedom, more than I've ever felt. I know I can get even farther, and my whole life I'll be working on it, but it just feels reassuring and good. So, there's your little art therapy activity of the day. I don't think I have anything else to say. God bless you. As the old woman in church would say, God bless you. I'll be praying for you. It's a new thing for me. I'm not used to people like praying for me or blessing me, but it feels good. I enjoy it. I'm open to it. Why not?